Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Jim Norton's here. And Jim, of course, on the Opie and Anthony show, when we went to commercial, we were talking about Mike probably going over there. Mike Buscetti is a regular. And Mike, do you think you could do both, the schedule? I mean, it's a hard thing to do. I know you like your sleep during the day. We could just start looking for another guy.
Yeah, do we need to go that route? Oh, no response.
I can't talk. I'm choking up.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
What's the matter, Mike? You not happy here?
Vomiting again.
No, I've been sick. But
Bulimia.
What's wrong?
I've been sick.
yes.
So you like to sleep during the day. You're a man of leisure. People know that.
He really is. He enjoys the finer parts of Toad Hill Road.
Well, no longer, though, because as the caller was saying, Mike is starting his own comedy school. So maybe that interferes with Opie and Anthony.
No, nothing interferes with it because I can do everything on the side, make some dough fast.
Nothing interferes with Opie and Anthony.
No, nothing
Fair
interferes
enough.
with anything.
Nothing interferes with anything.
No, you can work your butt off and be successful like all you guys are on that table over there.
Work your butt off?
Yeah.
Well, clearly that's not happening.
Yeah.
I lost 15 pounds in a month.
Well, I was kidding. I mean, let's talk about actual work.
Yeah. I don't need to make everybody sad, Mike.
I mean, honestly, this is a very low down.
I feel like I'm on a Salem witch hunt over here with you guys.
No, it's not a Salem witch hunt. It's a Salem comedian
Feelings
hunt.
are hurt.
It's a Salem comedian
That
hunt.
would have hurt anybody. I never did in this. I never.
Because I found Mike. I Googled when I got this job. I Googled comedians fatter and uglier than Artie Lange.
Oh my God.
And it's just you and that Iglesias kid. And I felt that there'd be a racial barrier, but now I got to call him.
Fat and fluffy, definitely.
Well, I got to call him. I don't know. He's evading the question.
I know he is. He's very slippery. Very slippery of you, Mike. That's what Hannibal Lecter would say if he was talking to you.
You're wearing a Venus skin cream.
Yes, and we know what multiple MIGs would throw in your face.
I'm wearing a wire, guys.
You're wearing mozzarella juice. Well, no, okay. So I would think twice, though, Mike, because I know you're someone who does enjoy his sleep, and that's a tough schedule. And then you throw your stand-up schedule in there. We know Mike that has a grueling 3 gig a year schedule.
Well, you don't like to get up in the morning. Mike says that he likes a gentleman's comforts.
Obviously, is that true? You like your robe and an ascot?
Yeah, I had a smoking jacket. Don't fit me anymore now.
You're wearing an ascot. People just can't see it.
I love Mike. He's such a nice guy. Then you get him talking about girls, he just goes off the deep end.
No, I know.
You know?
He gets he's very polite yet. He's a fine line between, you're thinking, is he being overly gentlemanly or is he a killer?
Yeah.
Killer, you know?
Yeah. Like that beautiful laugh is the last thing a woman hears before a shovel hits the side of her head.
Yeah, but Jim, Bill Burr said he's surprised I didn't kill anybody a long time ago.
Well, maybe you have. Maybe, you never know. I mean, do you think in a blackout when you were getting into punch-em-up fights and you smoked pot?
You never know what happened.
You were saying you were in blackouts.
Oh, yeah. Drunken punches fights with family and friends, blackouts.
Drunken punching fights.
Oh, Mike.
With family and friends. But that is the thought of a hooker, the last thing she sees is,
Yeah. And she sees two fingers jovially pointing up in the air with great intent.
No.
Then the whoosh of a shovel.
It's all harmless.
She'll probably see me reload a 9mm.
All right, Mike. Don't need to make it real. We're just having some fun.
oh! Yeah, we're
not
giving
it.
the fiction part.
Oh,
Mike.
sorry.
Yeah, you're getting specific.
Yeah, we don't want exact evidence for the police.
No, it's just apocalyptic horniness. Is what Mike has.
Yeah,
That's what comes through.
Has a situation with a hooker ever gone awry?
No, they always I just gave them the money and it was over.
Yeah. Let me ask you, let me jump in here. Now, by a ride, do you mean that they're the wrong gender? And you realize there's a no money back policy, so you finish up?
Yeah, that's true. Let's
Begrudgingly.
Let's be honest with you. And when you find out it's a guy, do you ever get violent?
Oh, no, that would freak me out.
Yeah,
So
you don't get violent.
You don't get violent.
Oh, I was actually talking about me. We're still on mic.
What is do you have, is there any hooker story, Jim, that you have that you think is even too harsh for you to share over the years where you go, no, I don't want to share that?
I don't know if any are harsh, because I'm always nice to them.
Right.
No, I mean the one time a pregnant one sparked. She was like 8 months pregnant, and she sparked up a crack pipe in my parents' house. I was downstairs. My grandmother used to sleep, and she was dead. And my friend Larry and I picked up a prostitute who was 8 months pregnant, and she sparked up a crack pipe in my grandmother's basement, like in the basement where my grandmother had lived.
Oh man,
That's not too harsh though. It's TV clean.
I mean, listen, like I just and was the child. I was gonna say, how long ago was this? The child couldn't have been Rob Ford, Toronto mayor.
No, wrong everything. Wrong age, wrong color, wrong
pipe.
everything.
A crack pipe at 8 months pregnant.
And you know that smell of a crack pipe is a very distinct smell. It's that weird, that awful cooked
Did
coke
you
smell.
ever smoke crack in the day?
A few times I did. I went to the projects to cop it, but I was more of a drinker. I preferred booze over everything. Like,
Everything, yeah.
Coke I liked. I would just like chew my mouth and play chess, but I preferred booze over all that.
Yeah, coke is one of those drugs, right? You can't believe someone could do it for years.
Yeah.
Years of abuse. Like a couple years, maybe. But that is, like you say, the chewing your mouth and everything. Like the years of abuse with coke, that's an odd person. That's like a really sort of, well, you know, and then they maybe if they go to meth, the look a long-term meth dealer.
Right.
But, yeah, dope, you can see because it's just a sustained whatever. You just start to look horrible. And, you know, what about you, Mike? Coke, were you ever a coke guy?
No, pot or hashish.
It's funny. It's great.
Hashish?
Yeah.
You would smoke hash?
Yeah, loved it.
How much would you spend on hash? Like, what was your habit up
Just
to?
like roll it into some pot. It was awesome.
Oh, you would.
It's so high.
You would put hash on a joint.
Yeah, but just eat. I didn't even eat hash. It was great.
Is there anything you wouldn't eat?
No, everything. No,
You would eat hash.
Are you? I'm reading Tyson's biography.
Yeah.
And I never knew what a drug addict he was. It's amazing. His book is
I
the
didn't
best
know that.
biography I've ever read.
Right.
But
I mean,
thought
before he started boxing?
all through it.
Coke, like
Ruined his
smoking
career.
coke, freebasing and
Ruined
crack, right?
Ruined
and
him.
crack, yeah.
I think he was more regular coke though. He would smoke it in cigarettes, but he said, I don't
Okay.
think he smoked crack.
Oh, he did.
But the book is brutally honest, and he's talking about like the sex addiction and the drug. Like I never realized addiction was such a big part of his downfall.
Absolutely.
And oh my God,
me
it's
neither.
awesome book.
A guy with his speech impediment. You think he fought Spike Lee on the name of that special, like Undisputed Truth? Could we make like the real truth? The undisputed. Are you married to Undisputed, Spike? Just because when I'm doing a promotional tour, you're married to Undisputed. I'll do it. But first of all, I saw that and it blew me away.
Yeah.
Even the stuff you don't understand is great. You know, he's funny, he's charismatic, he's a good storyteller.
Yeah.
Like, he knows where the punchline is and where to, like, sort of hit stuff. And, I mean, I was thoroughly enjoyed that. And it's one of those ones that immediately was on demand. I watched it 3 times in one night.
I met Mitch Green once, which is a big part of his thing. This boxing
That's
thing.
a great part.
Mitch Green has an awesome, frightening presence. Like you don't like, and again, it was a brief meeting. It was a boxing event.
Mitch Green, for your younger people, is a guy who Tyson beat up. One of the guys he beat up when he was still undefeated. And he was just this guy everyone thought would never lose. And off, camera and outside of the ring, they got into a couple of vicious street fights.
In Harlem, yeah.
In Harlem, where Mitch Green went at Tyson and Tyson beat him up twice in a street fight and then beat him up in the ring, yeah. And that's a big part of Undisputed Truth. Mike Tyson talks about those fights, and it's hilarious. So you're saying you met Mitch Green?
Just wanted this boxing thing, and I got a photo with him, and he was very pleasant in that moment, but he had a very menacing,
a guy you're scared
frightening
of.
yeah.
Unless you're Mike Tyson.
But even Tyson was scared of
Was
him
sort of a
in
little
real
whoa,
life. 'Cause
yeah.
He said, I thought he was going to come out with a gun eventually,
Yeah.
So in that world, man, that's just a world I can't comprehend.
No.
It's nice to talk to them. But
No, you're right. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. Like, and to hear Tyson talk about that, and of course the Robin Givens, Brad Pitt thing is as priceless a show business story as you could possibly get. And the only thing that's bad is the ending. The great ending would have been if he beat up Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Not really hurt him. They put him in the hospital for a couple of days.
He caught Robin Givens with Brad Pitt?
Yeah, they were going through the divorce proceedings. They weren't officially divorced. And I guess during the divorce proceedings, he was still banging Robin Givens. And he went back to her house to have like sort of a booty call. Just showed up at like 3 a.m. He's waiting in front of her house. She's not home. She pulls up in a car, and it's her and Brad Pitt. I guess they were dating. And Pitt got out of the car nervous as hell, and he said he was going to punch him, but he didn't. It was kind of like begging him not to hit him. But to hear Tyson tell the story, and he came out with Brad Pitt, he was all looking like whatever, with that 80s out hair, and they said, like, please don't strike me. But just the stories that knock you on your ass. Like, wow, it's great.
Brutally honest.
Yeah.
Brutally. And I don't know why I'm coming on TV and radio and plugging Mike Tyson's works, but I'm telling you, it's the best biography I've ever. It's awesome because I remember all that stuff growing up. Like, I remember those moments.
Me too, yeah.
And to know that he was stoned on coke, like at the Lennox Lewis press conference, when he was screaming at that guy. And, oh my God!
Such a big, I was such a big boxing fan back then, and he was the guy who you thought, okay, he's never gonna
unstoppable.
He's never gonna lose. I was at the Larry Holmes fight in Atlantic City. My buddy got us tickets. We were in the 8th row, and that punch, I think it was a 4th round knockout. That punch that he knocks Holmes out with in the 4th round comes out of nowhere, and it was one of those Tyson, seemed like overhand, but just a direct hit, and you just thought, okay, Holmes is dead.
Yeah.
And he just fell, and a clean knockout.
I remember the first time I heard of him, I was in rehab in '86. I had gone for January. It was when the Challenger exploded.
Right.
Like, that's the time frame of January to February 1st of '86. And so there was a Sports Illustrated with his picture on it, and Kid Dynamite is what it said. It was
right.
before he was champion, before he was
Remember that?
anything.
Yeah.
I had that Sports Illustrated cover on my wall in my bedroom. I cut it off and put it up there.
Yeah, it was just great, right?
Now, he was on O&A with you a couple of times, right?
We've had him on like 4 times. He loves us.
Yeah.
He's a fun guy.
Did he ever come see you do a gig?
No, I've seen him at. I went and saw him, his play, and
Where'd you see it?
I saw it at the Beacon twice.
Okay, yeah.
And I've seen him at UFC, and he's actually a really sweet guy. But I forget what I was going to say about boxing. I forget. I lost my
Boxing back
thought.
then, or
No, the
him being on
magazine
your
you
show?
saw him in the,
Yeah, something about Big
You're
Kid
in
Dynamite.
rehab.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, Kid Dynamite, yeah.
I'm losing my mind. I really think I'm getting Alzheimer's. I'm really losing my memory a lot.
Dude, it happens to me all the
It's
time.
terrible.
Yeah. Well, we're about the same age. You're 40. Was you 46?
40,
45?
well, I'm 45. I like to tell agents I'm 25.
I'm 40. I'm a real 46.
Isn't that the beauty of being a comic? You just say your age and nobody cares. There's no looks pressure on us whatsoever.
There shouldn't be.
Right.
I get a feeling, though, it's starting to be the other way around. Like, who was just in here? Attell was in here last night, and he was saying how there's more and more good-looking guy and girl comedians now. That's aggravating.
Yeah,
like,
it's
isn't that
sickening.
annoying?
Yeah, I don't like it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't want a guy I don't know a guy could go to be doing a set at, Stand Up New York and go to a modeling call for like a Sprite.
So who are the
commercial.
good-looking comedians that are?
I mean, I don't know that I'm
Tosh.
saying well, yeah, there you go.
Jeselnik.
Tosh.
Amy Schumer.
Yeah, they're all like, yeah.
Sarah
That's right.
Silverman's good looking.
Sarah's been around for a while, but she's always been good looking.
She's good looking,
Yeah.
Kyle Dunnigan is a good looking guy. There's a lot of good looking comedians. It makes me really
But I'm
ill.
just seeing as you flip through the channels, you see comics on Comedy Central doing sets, and you go, wow, that guy could be in like a beer commercial or something. As not the fat guy bringing the cooler, like the guy with the models.
How funny was Rodney's beer commercial when we need one pin, Rodney, and it hit the pin and bounced off? Like, there's nothing better than those old Miller light beer from Miller.
All we need is one. That might be an old Raider who says that. Who's the old Raider with the handlebar mustache, the white guy who's in those beers?
Matusak?
Not Matusak, it's another guy. Maybe he's not a Raider. But he goes, all we need is one pin, Rodney. I got no problem. That or the
Oh,
Joe
maybe
Frazier in
you're
the
thinking
bar.
Conrad Dobler, maybe.
Not
He was a
Conrad, though.
a Cardinal.
Ben Davidson. And he was a Raider.
Yeah.
But that or remember smoking Joe Frazier in the bar when you order a beer, do like smoking Joe, order light beer from Miller. Say
Vaguely.
no more, got third less calories than the regular beer.
We interviewed Joe Frazier, and for the first half hour, he was totally great.
Yeah.
And then he just got, he started singing Mustang Sally
Yeah.
30 minutes into it, and the interview went downhill.
He was on Stern a bunch of times. I got a picture with Joe Frazier. One of the few guys I actually said I want to get a picture with him.
You have to.
Yeah, it's like, Champ, can I get a picture? Sure, man. He gets the fist right up like that,
Did he do that thing with you? He did this with us when he takes the picture. You stand there, you put your arm around him,
Yeah.
and he does a quick fake to your
Yeah,
stomach.
yeah.
And you realize that this guy's probably at that time in his late 60s and
Right.
still could punch my spleen out.
And you're scared. No, and he goes,
Oh, yeah.
he goes like that, yeah.
Every time you duck, it's hilarious.
I did a sketch. Roy Jones. They somehow took Roy Jones Jr. and doing a sketch on Mad TV that I was in, and it was a pre-tape thing. He wouldn't do it in front of an audience. So we're pre-taping this sketch. There's some lame premise where, we're telling him sort of sensitive things a therapist would tell him in between rounds. And while we're waiting for the lighting or something, I say to him, I'm goofing around. Come on, Roy. I go, what do you got? Like stupid stuff like that. He goes, come on, whatever. Come on, what do you got? And just goofing around without even looking at me, he went like this. He like threw a left and stopped the left a milli-inch before my face. But it went from here to his fist being here in the blink of an eye, quicker than a blink of an eye. His hand was here, then it was here. And I had no idea how it happened or when it happened. And just letting you know that he could just knock you out, and when you woke up, you wouldn't even know how it happened. Like I was talking to Roy Jones Jr., and then I was dead.
But you realize that's why you're funny. Like, that's the species competition.
Yeah.
Like, in order to mate, I can't compete with that. I can't compete with a guy like you, a big dude, a big athlete. So I have to funny my way into the underwear.
You need a mechenism.
You need a mechanism. So nature gives you what you need, and physically I am valueless.
Right. And that's why, well, there you go. And that's why the people who don't have either one of those things end up dead or in the nut house.
Right.
Or in jail or working at Sears. Okay. The great Jim Norton, thanks so much, buddy.
Thank you, man. I'm happy to see you.
Always happy to see you. We got to do another antisocial thing. We don't have it in the books, but
I would love to.
I'm always down,
Artie,
man.
I'm selling like hotcakes.
I'm always down, man. Yeah, I'm the same way.
They're going to find me dead with my calendar with just my brain matter splattered all over it.
Remember that did you see that Joan Rivers documentary where she talks about her calendar? She tells her assistant, I don't want to see any white. All white on the calendar is bad news. Like, it's blinding. I need sunglasses for this calendar. I want dark marks.
A lot of snow.
Yeah, a lot of snow. Yeah, it's all snow. That's what's going to happen. I'll be yelling at an assistant that I'm underpaying. American Degenerates is on Netflix now. Stand-up special at Jim Norton for the rest, of course, Opie and Anthony show. Thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you, buddy. I'm happy to see you. Have a lovely Thanksgiving.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.